Hello, I'm Keegan Rogelio, Noelle, and Haley. We're here to talk to you about using nature to solve stormwater challenges using green infrastructure specifically. Alrighty, so thermal pollution, as defined like textbook definition, the harmful release of a heated liquid into a body of water or heat released into the air as a waste product of business. So as it relates back to our driving question, do impervious surfaces result in thermal pollution and stormwater running into Lamborghini Creek? Thermal pollution, one of the heated liquids of thermal pollution on impervious surfaces like concrete. Water warms up and then is released into a body of water through storm drains that run directly into bodies of water.
So one of the solutions that we have to solve the problems of thermal pollution is rain gardens. Rain gardens are an area that contains like grass, trees, and native plants, because if native plants are good to have in rain gardens, because native plants are what's used to the soil around Michigan and Grand Rapids, so that's very helpful to it. And rain gardens, basically its job is to filter the bad water and like the chemicals that get into it from impervious surfaces, and basically it keeps the water cool to like a sustainable temperature. That's one of the things.
Okay, so another solution is like a rooftop garden, and there are many benefits to this. One, they are energy efficient. They reduce the heat flux, so that like reduces the heating and cooling that you need for the building. It's job creation, because you need like designers and suppliers and like people to take care of the plants and stuff like that. Stormwater management. Water is stored by the substrate and used by the plants. Like that's what helps with the plants and stuff. And it reduces the runoff delay, which also reduces the stress on like the sewer systems. And improved air quality, because it captures the pollutants and filters off like gases in the air.
So this is pervious concrete. It's another solution to our problem. And pervious concrete is pervious concrete is the serious answer to a serious problem. And the problem is that our land is drying up. We're experiencing climate change, and 35 to 70% of our construction sites are being covered by paved surfaces and roofs as urbanization takes place. Impervious means not allowing something to enter or pass through, like the water. And what happens when it rains on impervious surfaces? The water that is needed for the aquifers turn into stormwater, which is wasteful, and it can be destructive as well. The results are flooding and polluting our streams and waterways. The same impervious surfaces convert sunlight to heat, and that heats up the water with direct contact to the concrete. And some animals in nearby rivers can't live in the heated temperatures that the water is at when it heats up in the concrete and flows into the rivers and streams. And even if some of the animals can survive the heated temperatures, plenty still rely on their eyesight to hunt for their food. And the impervious concrete allows sediment and liquid waste, such as car oil, to flow straight into the storm drains and into the water sources where the animals live. It reduces their ability to see and therefore their ability to hunt, so population control becomes an issue, and it causes severe imbalance in the ecosystem. Pervious concrete also significantly reduces or eliminates all of the problems that impervious concrete poses, and it's no surprise that the EPA points to pervious concrete as the best management practice for managing stormwater.
So this is the cost of doing those solutions. Like, what does it really mean to be going green, and what's that really going to set you back? And the rooftop garden being most expensive at $15 to $30 per square foot planted due to the maintenance and all the changes that have to be made on a roof to make it capable of holding a rooftop garden. The cheapest being a rain garden, because those are very easy, just $3 to $4, and there's not a whole lot of maintenance. It's just like the upfront cost of buying the plants and planting them. Then the middle would be the porous concrete, which is anywhere from $2 to $6.50 per square foot, and that's kind of misleading because it's also out of all of these, porous concrete will have the most square footage because it's replacing parking lots, and where others are smaller areas, concrete will take up a lot of space.
So basically the difference between impervious surfaces and pervious surfaces. Pervious surfaces are basically your grass, trees, and all the things that are very good for the environment because it filters all the bad things that the impervious surfaces have an effect on the grass and stuff. And impervious surfaces are basically the bad things like the roads, your buildings, the things that produce thermal pollution, which it's not good. And it's not good for the environment. So basically, the three ways that you can prevent all of these the three ways that you can prevent thermal pollution is from what we stated: the roof garden, the rain garden, and then the pervious concrete, and it eliminates thermal pollution. And Keegan, expand.
And so the development that we're specifically addressing is right around this area here from Dunnigan and the Beltline and Nat. So this area, is where we're worried about thermal pollution affecting, which in turn is in the Lamberton Creek watershed, which is a part of the Lower Grand River, which then leads into the Big Lake. So anything that happens here will have a chain reaction to every other part and really end up being bigger than just this little area. Because what happens here affects all of us in the Big Lakes. So if we start focusing on thermal pollution at little areas together, those little areas will add up and become helping the Great Lakes. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.